What's up, YouTube?
What up, YouTubes?
We're putting on the finishing touches of our outline here, and we'll be started momentarily.
Excuse me. Fortune favors the bold. So he's got to reward points based off of accuracy, not
Yeah. We'll
feels.
respond to
bonus
We'll
points for
respond
all
to that,
predictions made in a whisper or soft spoken voice.
No, that's just weird, man. Hoorah indeed.
I feel like the reason I don't have 10 is because I feel like Chad is going to crap on my predictions as being obvious. As being what do you call them? Gimme predictions.
Well, yeah, I just want it to be interesting. You know what I mean?
Well, I want them. I mean, if we were like, hey, get up there and give us 5, bizarre off the wall top, predictions. I was just doing predictions of what I think is going to happen.
Sure.
Not speculation of what, like what I'd like to see or whatever. I mean,
maybe bold predictions are a better way to describe it. They don't have to be crazy, but bold. New Assassin's Creed has already been revealed. See?
No, it hasn't.
There we go.
It was leaked.
You're not wrong.
Fine. I'll
lose points.
I'll lose points. I'll go based off of
let me speak to our YouTube commenters.
And
Evan, we'll give you all the rules up front.
Sweet.
Bro. You do what you want, man. You put on what you got. That's fine. Seriously. Josh, turn off Horizon Zero Dawn, man.
This is literally the first time I've sat down to play all week.
Well, dang it, your timing is not great.
It was either I play a little bit before we start, or I wasn't gonna have anything to say.
Oh, we're not. Well, we probably won't be doing any of that anyway.
Oh, okay, good.
I don't have it on the outline here, so. You guys ready to go?
It's getting pretty intense.
I took a screenshot earlier, and I didn't post it to any social media, but it was me going into one of the cauldrons, and it was the Thunderjaw, the one that has the Thunderjaw in it, like in the big dome.
That's the one I'm working on.
And I killed the two, what do you call them that are walking around, the little guys?
Like the raptors,
the Watchers.
Watchers.
Yeah, the Watchers. And then I put up like seriously as many explosive traps right across the beams as I could before they started disappearing when I put another one because it had too many. It looked like a Jurassic Park fence. and then I went and I opened it up and I ran back there and had the Thunderjaw walk into him, and it took him down like below half health.
Jeez.
Then I had to like take off his gun so I could finally kill him. That's how I did it. I might come up with more when I'm on there, but
okay. As long as you have 10, if we each had that way, there's an even scoring way.
Hey, if I win, it'll just be that much sweeter with less questions.
All right.
I had to take some off. Like, for example, I had gameplay for things that were apparently giving me predictions, so I just threw those away because I didn't want to.
There goes my. Did you see that?
I didn't want to put any predictions up that might actually.
It's the third.
Be confident that we'll win.
That's the third time that's happened in the last half hour.
Chad, it's like you're living in.
Is there a storm coming?
Horror game.
Oh, it rained earlier today,
Gosh.
but it's not. There's nothing going on right now. So unless something's happening somewhere with that, but all right, we got Audacity ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it! The 1 week.
Josh, seriously, man, it's not that hard to have Audacity up and running.
I know. I've been sitting on my computer the whole time.
Good grief.
Ugh.
every
Okay,
week
now I'm
with
ready.
you.
Now I'm ready.
All right, ready? 3.
Oh, mine's not set to blue
2,
snowball.
1.
Hold on. Yeah, it was. I just
Stop.
wanted to do that. I felt bad for Josh.
Thanks, Dave.
Delete.
So you started yours
Ready?
before you even said go? Gosh, Chad.
I said 3, 2, 1.
Such
Click.
a trickster.
What's happening?
First, you're trying to take out predictions,
Evan, I will
so
address-
we can't do stuff. Then you're trying to say any predictions I put first can't be copied. Goodness! Now you're
I
trying
never
to
said
start
that.
Now you're trying to cut out some of the
All right,
recording.
ready? 3.
Ready.
I'm on the recording.
2, 1. Please don't. Are you really?
Well, now I have to stop it. You were about to say go.
Yes,
It would have
please
only been
do.
1 second earlier.
Dave is feisty already.
Delete. All right.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode special number. So it is our E3 prediction show. We're doing a little bit early this year. We're good 2 weeks out or so from the E3 conferences. But Josh, our friend Josh, when he comes back, he's going to go away. And he comes back, he's going to be Mr. Owens.
I'm gonna be a man.
He's good. Well, I mean, yep. He's going away. He's getting married. Misty will be a man. Josh man.
Yep.
No, Josh is getting married real soon. What's the date you're getting married?
The 28th, May 28th.
28th. So a mere 5 days?
Yep.
4 days from the time of this recording going up audio. So wow. It'll be here before you know it. So we are recording a little bit early in order to get these predictions in. Then we will come back once the conferences have happened. We will have Patreon supporter, friend of the show, Evan Steele, come on, and he will score us based on our predictions. But before we get into that, real quick, we're going to go keeping things, a few news items that I felt were worthy of at least going through. So first of all, let's talk about the giveaway. We are still having a giveaway. Dave, you want to tell our fine listeners what they can do? They have one more week in on this giveaway for this specific entry type.
Yeah, if you're looking to win a PS4, or at least want to have an entry or a chance to, you can do what we've been talking about doing for the last 4 weeks and go and rate our podcast on iTunes and subscribe, and then send in a picture of that as evidence, as someone did just today to get their entry in. I don't know if anyone else has. That's the only method.
We have had a couple.
Okay. So there you go. Those couple and the guy today have an entry. So if you would like to do that, this is your last chance. The next show that we have will be after. Correct?
Yeah.
Or is
By
it
the time it goes out, yeah.
So
The next one we'll announce
a new way to do it. Yeah. So it'll be the cutoff time. So if
Right.
you haven't done it between now and then you don't get an entry for that month.
That's right.
Very simple. Just simply go over there, subscribe to us, and rate us on iTunes, and send us a picture of it, and you will get an entry for the PS4 giveaway. Again, I'm going to be giving less and less information back. I'll just be giving the reasons, not the reasons, but the ways you can enter. But we've been doing this for the last 3-4 weeks now, so.
There you go. And Patreon supporters get an entry for each month they're supporting as well. So
yes,
there you go.
Also, people that have already done it, as I've said before, because I have said this in other podcasts, and then some people are acting like, "Oh, you just that's the first time you said it." No, I've said it before. You just have to go back and listen. But yeah, that involves everybody. That involves people that the Steele brothers, Evan. That involves you. I wanted to specifically say Evan, so he knew that I specifically said it to him, so he didn't misunderstand. Evan was very active on our Facebook Messenger shortly before the podcast that he somehow has forgotten when it starts every week that we do it. Evan Steele, the man who thinks it's very, very petty to teabag, but his trolling game is 100% at all times.
Oh, wow. All right. So win that PS4.
You'll like
Win
it.
that PS4. All right.
Promise.
You will like it. Or else. Okay, a few news items that I wanted to just bring up here quickly because it'll be another week before we get to discuss news. And we can talk about these. That's fine. But Netflix is making a Witcher show. The author of the books will be a creative consultant, but CD Projekt Red is not involved in the show itself. I'm still not clear 100% if it's a live action or animated. I think it's animated. Sure on that. Any thoughts on that?
I saw what I thought was maybe it was just screenshots of the actual video game. For some reason, I thought it was going to be live action, but I got no real facts for that.
Yeah, I hadn't done any reading on this, so I don't know. I don't have any insight. Sounds good.
Yeah, Netflix has made some good shows that are Netflix originals.
Mm-hmm.
So to have the author of the books involved creatively, it could be cool. Next, Overwatch anniversary event starting May 23rd, which is the day of this release, correct? Yeah, day of this release. Through June 12th, it'll be free to download the weekend of May 25th. Josh, while you're on your honeymoon,
does that mean
just go ahead and download Overwatch and you can play it for free?
Does that mean it's like they're giving it away for free? Like it's not just like a play test
for the weekend?
For a period of time?
Anyone that wants to can download it. They've done this before. Anyone that wants to can download
I've already
it
done that
and play it for free with everyone else.
Yeah, I've already done that.
No, they're not giving it away. They're just
I didn't think so.
Letting you play for a weekend. All right. April's NPDs came out. The Switch sold over 280,000 hardware consoles. And Mario Kart 8 is the #1 selling game for April with only 2 days to chart. So that's pretty impressive. They basically said April 29th and 30th, and it came out to be the #1 selling game the entire month, which is pretty amazing. Persona 5 was #2, and I want to say Legend of Zelda was #3. So
nice.
It as well. Far Cry 5 was and The Crew 2 were announced on Ubisoft earning calls. They only gave a logo for Far Cry 5, and then this morning they showed a little teaser trailer kind of and said it is in Montana. It is set in, what is the county name? I want to say Hope County. And they showed some live action shots of like a river, a church, out in the middle of nowhere with a bell ringing, and then like a guy running through a field of tall grass.
This is Far Cry 5 we're talking about?
This is Far Cry 5 we're talking about.
In Montana? That's awesome.
In Montana. So I assume we'll hear some more about that here at E3 as well. Next, Fractured But Whole South Park game finally got a new release date. That is October 17th. I imagine that will actually... They've delayed it a couple times into another year completely, and now into the fall of that year. So if they change that again, that could be tough. But I believe that'll be something to hit October 17th. Fractured But Whole release date. Next, Lawbreakers, which is Cliff Bleszinski's game with Boss Key Studios, is coming to the PlayStation 4. It's going to be a budget title, $30 price point. No release date as of yet, but everything after you spend the $30 will be free in updates that they give. And that's a first-person shooter, multiplayer-only game that they have that he's been working on for quite some time. We've seen the last few E3s. And, so that is also coming to PlayStation 4. No news on the Xbox One or Nintendo Switch, but the PlayStation 4 for sure. Two more real quick ones. There goes my lights again. Oh, don't die on me, Bessie.
Uh-oh.
I heard a beep. That's never good.
The internet's still up, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You're still
that's
hearing
crazy.
me. So that's if I do go, just keep recording and keep going, and we'll work on getting back together.
All right.
Tom Holland, Peter Parker, is going to be playing Nathan Drake in the the upcoming sometime eventually Uncharted movie. So obviously doing a little bit of a prequel maybe to the game series. As far as I'm aware, Naughty Dog is really not involved in the making of the movie, story-wise or anything else. But obviously Sony owns that, so Sony makes movies as well. And Tom Holland has been not nominated, but hired, I guess, to play Nathan Drake. Any thoughts on that real quick?
I mean, he's obviously an up and coming actor, young actor. I'm sure Spider-Man: Homecoming is going to be a huge success. I mean, I guess I have to see the movie. I mean, obviously he's playing. The only thing we've really watched him in of note is Civil War, and he's playing Peter Parker, a teenage Peter Parker. So he's playing the role of a young, geeky kid. So we haven't. I mean, I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but as far from what I've seen, I haven't seen him in anything that would be reminiscent of a Nathan Drake character. So it's hard for me to gauge. I mean, I was always the Nathan Fillion camp. Like, I wanted to see him play Nathan Drake. And I don't think he's too old, so I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think they just obviously want to go a younger route entirely. And I don't know if they plan on this being a series or what, but I mean, I in the text thread today, I said that it looked like they were going the young Indiana Jones route, which, you know, then when I'm not talking about the TV series, but I remember in The Last Crusade, they had River Phoenix play young Indiana at the beginning of the movie. And I mean, young Indiana Jones was I guess a semi-popular TV show for a while, but I was never into it. And Indiana Jones is one of my all-time favorite fictional characters of any movies or whatever. I love those movies, but because I had seen Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, I didn't really care about young Indiana Jones. And so kind of the fact that I played 4 games now with Nathan Drake, Nolan North. I don't know how I feel about somebody that big of a change, you know. I mean, up until now, because it was just a voice actor with a motion capped, I could easily see Nathan Fillion doing it because he has that personality and
his name is Nathan.
Yeah, and his looks were similar. I mean, I could see him doing it. He'd have to maybe
he has a look,
but now they're going so drastic to where it's going to be a young kid. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not saying I think that he's going to do a bad job. I'm sure he'll do a good job, but
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I like Tom Holland, and yeah, we haven't seen him in much. I think he would do a good job as a young Nathan Drake. My thing is, this is not the first Nathan Drake I wanted to see. Like, I didn't want this to be the first premiere of this character, this story. But I hope it'll be good. I feel like it'll be good. Chad, you made a good point though about that.
Well, yeah, the only thing I was saying is that we, as people that love the Uncharted series, are familiar with that story and that character, but most people aren't. So if you start this new movie franchise, which you assume they're going to want to make more than one, and he's right in the middle of, or in between Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 4, he's done all these crazy adventures already. He's an older guy, and he's on this one last hurrah or whatever. People aren't going to know who he is, but if you start off a younger character and build that character in the movies to be what we're familiar with in the movies, or in the games rather, maybe that helps them build and be able to make more than one movie. I don't know. But, it's either way, it's cool that they're making a video game movie, and Uncharted there's some great storytelling there, and hopefully they can mimic that in the movie as well. We shall see, though.
Yeah.
News, again, just a thing that was done today. Red Dead Redemption 2 is delayed into 2018 for sure.
Bummer, dude.
Not a huge surprise, I guess, but still, it sure would have been cool to play that game this fall. But going to do a game and put it out until they're ready. No one's going to tell them, sorry, there's this deadline you got to hit. You put it out no matter what. They said, no. You know who we are? We do things when we're ready. So I guess that's all right.
Yeah. I mean, Rockstar is known for these big games. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5, and I mean, they've had delays, and I don't think anybody's worried about, like, a delay for Rockstar doesn't mean anything negative whatsoever for the game. It's going to be incredible. If they're delaying it, it means they need more time to do more awesome stuff. So as much as it's that we're not going to get it sooner, I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like if anything, a delay from Rockstar means probably good things for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, there you have it for the news for this week. Just some things we wanted to touch on and make you aware of if you weren't already. Let's get into E3 predictions. I'm going to go through the actual conference times, the press conference times that they're going to do the times and everything that they're going. And then we have 10 predictions that we're going to each do. As I mentioned earlier, Evan is going to come on and score us after, and Josh is back from his honeymoon. And basically, there is one thing I wanted to bring up to the three of us that I hadn't yet, is since we are doing it a week early, if something happens that we predict before the actual show, how do we want to handle that? Do we want to count that as a prediction because we didn't know beforehand? It wasn't announced at the press conference. It still came out beforehand. Do we still get points for that? Just a thought.
that would be my vote. My vote would be yeah.
Wait, your vote would be yeah for what?
For
That you just get a point automatically?
for just crediting it.
Okay.
I feel like anything, because it's 2 weeks out, anything that comes out between now and E3,
Yeah.
in my mind, I would consider it an E3 announcement anyway.
Yeah, I would think anything that comes out between now and then would be more so a leak than any announcement, because you would think most people are going to wait until E3.
Yeah.
I mean,
not
like
the
Far
week
Cry
before.
5 stuff is leaking. There's not been any official thing except for a logo.
Well, that teaser that they showed today.
Oh, I thought it was just screenshots. I didn't
No,
actually.
it was a teaser. Yeah, and
okay.
they confirmed it in Montana.
Well, that's
So.
cool. They still don't know
But yeah.
whether it's Wild Wild West though. There's
Really give
speculations
that,
about
yeah. They didn't really give anything more information. There was definitely no gameplay. It was all live action stuff. So for Evan's sake, if a prediction we make comes out or it becomes true before the actual conferences happen, we will just count them as points because we made the prediction before we knew about it. It's not like we had heard and then made the prediction afterwards. So I think they will count. And then as far as points go, since we each have 10, there will not be a percentage like last year. I had a chance to go back and listen to last year, and Evan tried to give Isaac the win for getting 1 out of 2 correct. Because as you remember, Isaac fell asleep after question 2. Not with us mentally for the rest of the episode. He was still there, but not mentally. And Evan tried to give him the win, and that did not work out. So just to remind you from last year, Dave got 1/2 out of 5 points. Josh got 2 out of 7. He did guess correctly the Spider-Man thing. Isaac got 1 out of 2, and then I got 3 out of 7. And so it was a fun episode to listen to. Evan was rolling.
Evan was power drunk that episode. he was ruling with an iron fist. Not Evan. Not that I don't appreciate that. Because I think it takes a firm hand to do something like this, which is why I have full confidence in Evan. I have full confidence in Evan.
Nintendo, Evan.
Around, so
he basically hates Nintendo. Just saying.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to give you the times, and then we'll get into it. So EA, it will start off the show. It has a 2 p.m. on Saturday, June 10th show. Microsoft will be 4 p.m. and these are on Central Time because that's where all 3 of us live and the time zone that we are in. Microsoft 4 p.m. Sunday, June 11th. Bethesda 7 p.m. Sunday, June 11th. Ubisoft Monday 3 p.m. June 12th. Sony 8 p.m. Monday, June 12th. And then finally Nintendo 11 a.m. Tuesday, June 13th. So because of that, our podcast will be recorded that Tuesday instead of Monday so that we can get Nintendo's Treehouse and all the stuff that they put out included in our points giving. So bear that in mind for the future.
So EA they were like, quote unquote, not part of E3 last year. Are they doing the same thing this year? Like
Correct. They're running their own event. Yep,
it's
they're running
not
their own
E3,
event.
but it's E3.
It's not at E3. That's why it's on Saturday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, it doesn't open, and I mean, technically, I don't think until the 13th, but to everyone. But the shows themselves, EA is kicking it off with their own event on Saturday. So those are the times for the major conferences. As you're aware, the public is invited this year, so it'll be interesting to see what the differences are when it comes to how the show is done. For us, not there watching the conferences, I don't think it'll be any different. It'll just be the same press events we always see, and then on the show floor, I'm sure it'll be different. So, all right, so we're going to get into our 10 predictions each. So there you go, Evan. We each have 10, so that way you don't have to worry about that. Points are points. Now, to sweeten the pot a little bit for the three of us, one, bragging rights, whatever. This year, the winner. So, Evan, there are some stakes here. You can't just be all willy-nilly with the points, make up your own rules as we go. There are stakes. There is and it's not a beef steak. It's a $25 PSN gift card to the winner of between the three of us, whoever has the most correct predictions based on what is shown. So there we go. So there's a little bit into it.
I would just like to remind everyone, Evan included, that I am getting married, and so money is tight. And so if ever I could use a $25 PSN gift card, it would be now. I absolutely don't want that to sway anybody's decision making or any of the point scoring or skew anything. I'm just merely thinking out loud.
I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
No, not at all. It was top of mind, and so I said it, and just putting it out there. That's all.
Just putting it out there, he says. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Dave.
Yeah.
You want to start us off?
I saw your mouth move and no.
Are we doing our entire
one at a?
We're doing one at a time.
Oh, yeah. We'll just go one at a time.
Okay.
So Dave, Josh, me. Unless we want to do it a different way it's in, we can go that way.
I guess I'm going to try to go in order of how the show will go.
Sure.
So according to my predictions, I'm going to start with Microsoft. I think that Microsoft is going to announce a brand new IP to go along with all of their Scorpio talk.
That's a good one. I like that. That's they better, right? That's what I think.
You would think. I mean, I'm not going to go for
to
Halo talk or whatever. I don't know if they're doing that, but I think they're going to come out with a brand new IP.
Sure.
And show what Scorpio, blah, 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 blah.
They definitely need that. Good. Okay.
All right.
Josh?
For me, I'm not going to try and order mine according to the chronology of the shows. I'm just going to go in my order. All right. So the first one I have is an announcement of a new Marvel game. So we got Spider-Man last E3, and then since then we got the Avengers game announced, right? Or was it announced at E3? I can't remember now.
No, that's been since then.
It was later. That's what I thought. So I'm predicting that there will be a new Marvel game announced. This time possibly from, I'm just gonna throw it out there, possibly from Rockstar, but a new Marvel game.
Rockstar Marvel game. Interesting.
I mean, think about it.
All right.
How awesome would that be?
Yeah,
we've talked about that before. I think that would be awesome. I think last year I predicted something like that, which didn't happen. Didn't we? We've talked
you did
about
a Superman. You did a Superman prediction. Yeah.
Oh, that's not Marvel though.
No, so, but it was a superhero themed.
Right.
But, yeah. All right, good. I'd be cool with that. More Marvel as long as they're good. Games are good. All right, my first one, I'm just going to do them in the order I have them written down as well, but it does happen to be a Microsoft prediction. Probably pretty easily won, but I assume we'll get
prediction? Come on.
Maybe. I mean, no one said anything. I was waiting for it.
It's supposed to come up this year.
Price and a date for the Scorpio. Could put in there, but I won't. No, yeah, I probably could. Yeah, that will actually get the name.
Just for the listeners, Mr. Chad Viss, runner of the South Dakota Gamer Podcast, puts in the text thread, no gimme predictions. I go, what's a gimme prediction? things that are pretty obvious. And he starts off with Scorpio twice a day.
Yeah, fair. I don't have any defense of that. You're not wrong. All right, there we go.
Okay. Well, I'll give a little teaser towards the end of my predictions, but my predictions are pretty Nintendo heavy, Evan. I'm putting a lot of stake in Nintendo for this one.
I mean, they're either right or they're not, right? I mean, you can't give points based on.
I'm just saying.
Favoring.
I'm just saying. I'm talking to Evan because he's going to be this specifically.
Just thinking out loud.
That's why there's so many of them, because I really got caught up in all this Switch stuff, and so I am really back with Nintendo, and I'm really putting a lot of faith in them. And this is probably not to my credit for Evan, but I am totally ready to be disappointed. I'm just saying, but I'm hoping. Great hopes here.
Shooting for the stars.
We'll save that for the end, and I will go with and I looked at Chad's, and his is similar, but I think mine's a little bit different. I think that we will see what Visceral's Star Wars game storyline is about. I don't necessarily think we'll get. We could get a date. I don't know. But last year we got like a 7 or so seconds of footage, which looked like a character walking out of the Mos Eisley cantina. So I'm hoping, and I think that we're going to get more about that. And I want to be specific and say something along the lines of the storyline. We find out like what it is about.
Right.
I couldn't say that.
Do you think that could be your prediction? I'm just curious. Do you think we'll find out where it happens in the timeline of canon? Like,
I thought we already knew that.
Did we? I don't remember. I guess
I thought it was maybe not specifically, but I'm pretty sure I read it's between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Okay, I don't remember that. That could be.
Well, here's the deal, because I've just to like freshen up on my stuff about this, I did watch a breakdown of the trailer today, and when he walks out, you can see, if you compare it to the screenshot of A New Hope, there's literally the same droid and the same debris right outside the cantina in A New Hope. And so it looks like it's very close to that time. But in the so it's obviously Tatooine, it's obviously Mos Eisley. But in that in that video, there's also a very prominent Empire presence. You can see Star Destroyers, you can see TIE fighters fly overhead. So either this is right after the droids landed and they're looking for them, or this is a different time frame where they were, for some reason, the Empire was there. Because Tatooine's not really super rich in like minerals and stuff, so I don't know why the Empire would be there.
What conference was that at? Whose conference? Do you remember? Was that Sony's?
I have no idea. I mean, is Visceral is not? It's not owned by Sony.
It's EA. That's EA. It was probably EA. That's what it is. It's an EA one. That's why.
So maybe EA will show that in there. Maybe I should have led with that one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's fine. I mean, no, that's cool. Good. All right. Josh, number 2.
All right, my number 2 is that we will get a release date for the upcoming Spider-Man game from crap.
I don't think that's right.
Wait, I'm blanking on who's making it now.
The guys, Insomniac.
Yes, Insomniac. So I'm predicting that we will get an actual release date for the Insomniac Spider-Man game.
So, but do you think it'll be a 2017 game or a 2018 game? This doesn't count for his prediction. This is just us talking.
Yeah, my thought is that it'll be a 2018 game.
Okay.
I can't see how they possibly would announce it last E3 and then it'd be ready by like this fall.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's got to be 2018.
I feel like the spring is becoming the new fall. I mean, we've talked about that before. With just all these games, Red Dead, all this stuff that's getting pushed into 2018 already. It's going to be a busy March again. So, all right, release date for Spider-Man. Cool. My number 2 is Kojima again. Maybe not in the same fashion, but we're gonna get some more Death Stranding. Me personally, I kind of like at first I'm like my prediction was nothing from Death Stranding. Like that was my original prediction, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, but the more I thought about it,
the more you lean towards the gimme prediction because he's always teasing his games. Always.
Well, my thought was that he won't because we assume it's so far away, and we got some more stuff since E3 as well. We got the Guillermo del Toro trailer after E3 was done, so I'm thinking, well, maybe they won't show anything at E3. They'll just let Sony do other things that they could do and stay away from it. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, it's Kojima, and you've got him. You've signed him. You've got to bring him.
Did you ever hear Greg Miller's prediction about this? Not an E3 prediction, but
no,
he said that.
I don't think so.
He said that in some talks that either he had with Hideo or some other people had, he's constantly putting things in his trailers and stuff to like tease always.
Sure.
They're so out there. But he said like everything that the game is about's already there. It's already out there.
You could figure it all out from what we've seen.
He's like, yeah, it's out there. And so Gray was talking about how everything's connected. You're connected to this baby. Everything, this guy's controlling all these guys, or Mads Mikkelsen's controlling all these guys with his mind. He thinks, and something else that Hideo said, something about like, it's happening right now. Like the game's happening right now.
Yeah,
he says weird
stuff. I do remember him
stuff.
saying that.
So he thinks that it might have something to do with social media, to where he says, he says, bear with me. I don't know how in the world they would do this, but imagine if somehow Hideo figured out to where you get the game, you enter in your social media information, and somehow the game engine pulls data from like your social media sites, and somehow the game caters happen to you.
That would be insane.
That would be so out there that it would make sense that he would come up with something like that.
Yeah, to where he even specifically said something like, like where I'm all of a sudden I run up on this character and his name's Colin, and it's not because they designed it that way, but because I know Colin in real life, and they pull it that way, like stuff like that.
Gosh,
that would be
so cool. Well, so for my prediction, I'm just saying that we will get some more Death Stranding stuff. I don't know, I'm not saying we'll get another trailer, but we'll get some more information that we don't already have concerning Death Stranding. Dave, number 3.
All right, so I'm going to start to get into my Sony area of the questions. This is a little similar to Josh's, but a little bit different. I think that we're going to get the title for the new Spider-Man game from Insomniac. And I think that with that title, we're going to get like an actual story trailer, like not like, giving it away. But the last thing we saw was like a minute-long teaser where it's just showing some of the action happening in his suit and stuff like this. But I think we'll get a trailer this time that is similar to a movie trailer, where it shows like some of the enemies, it shows some of the dialogue that's happening and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised. This isn't part of my prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those trailers where you're at the end waiting, like you're like, is the date going to hit? Like, is it going to say when it's going to release? And then sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does.
Yeah.
But I think that we'll at least get it, because last time it was just Spider-Man, #Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, sizzle reel kind of thing.
Yeah, so I think that we'll get a proper title and a story-esque trailer.
I like, now that you're saying that, Dave, like all this time I was just assuming that it was just going to be called Spider-Man, but now that I'm thinking back to their announcement,
that could be too, though. I mean,
it could be.
I feel like it's not necessarily, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they never called it Spider-Man. It just said #Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, I don't think they ever actually verbally said anything about it, did they? It was just a sizzle reel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, the sizzle reel had the voice actor of Spider-Man, of Peter Parker, talking.
Yeah.
And talking about, what he's doing and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think they actually addressed anything in it.
I hadn't thought about that until just now. All right. My number 3 prediction, gentlemen, will come as no surprise, because I think I've predicted this at least for the last 2 E3 shows.
And when the time comes that you are correct, it will be a huge point given.
Yes.
A big number one.
I
Yeah.
will say each year that it does not get announced, it becomes more and more ridiculous. That's right. I'm talking about PSN name changes. There were rumblings a few months ago. Nothing ever came from them during what was the electronics
PSX,
C2E2 and PSX. Okay. Neither one of them. We didn't hear anything during either one of them. Although there were rumblings around both of those that Sony was doing something with their system, like behind the scenes, like their data sorting and all that stuff. So it seemed like maybe they were gearing up for this, but then we didn't hear anything. So I'm predicting this year, E3 2017, Hideo Kojima announces PSN, not Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima's doing it.
Jeez. Yep. Yeah, they're just gonna bring out Hideo Kojima and he's gonna announce the name changes.
What if they announce it in a trailer for Death Stranding?
That would be the best way to do it.
Oh, that would be great.
No, sorry.
And then the RDJ comes out and says, "Yep, that's right."
Sorry.
That was my best one.
This is not part of my prediction, but I'm predicting Shuhei Yoshida will announce PSN name changes. But either way, PSN name changes.
Isn't it crazy that PSN name changes is something that has been a complaint for so long that it has almost ceased to become a complaint, and now it's something we're excited about possibly seeing as an announcement at E3.
Dude, I hadn't really thought about it that way either, but you're right. It was like a WTF from all the PlayStation owners, and it's gone we've come so far from that like nobody's complaining about it anymore. It's like an anticipated thing. Maybe they'll give it to us.
They're gonna maybe put out this game. This game will get a new PSP, and they'll let us change our names.
It's right up there. Crazy.
Xbox owners are like, geez, what's going on?
I've changed my name 4 times already. It's crazy. There's got to be some.
I kind of wish I haven't been able to change my name all these years now.
I'm going to spend all that money.
Something else to be excited about.
Yeah. All right, good one. My number 3 is Bethesda is going to give us a title for their new IP that they're working on. We do know they're working on a new IP that is not an Elder Scrolls game, nor is it a Fallout game. I believe we're going to get a title this game will be.
All right.
Dave, number 4.
Okay. I'm still sticking with Sony here, and I am going to predict that we are going to see the new game from Sucker Punch.
Ooh, yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Sure.
Whether it's just a teaser, whether it's just somebody talking about it and announcing this is what they're working on, but we're going to see what the new game is from Sucker Punch.
Cool.
I'd be all right with that. Okay, my next number 4, I think. It's funny that Chad would mention Bethesda because my prediction is that we are going to get a new Elder Scrolls game.
Oh, I'd be really excited for that too.
Not necessarily. So, my prediction is a new game, a new Elder Scrolls game, something related to Elder Scrolls. Not necessarily the next one in sequence to Skyrim and Oblivion, Skyrim, and now whatever, or and not necessarily just a new game in the Elder Scrolls series. They just came out with that card game, last year.
Yeah,
they're obviously there's still interest in furthering the Elder Scrolls world. They're doing updates with Elder Scrolls Online and all that. So I feel like they may have at least something up their sleeves related to Elder Scrolls. So new game in the Elder Scrolls franchise.
I'd be happy to hear about that for sure. All right. My number 4 is Josh had mentioned that Avengers game that they have announced they're working on with Square Enix, I believe. I think we're going to get a trailer, most likely a cinematic trailer for the new Avengers game that they're working on. So we will be getting something. I know what we got before was just like their weapons. We saw the shield and the Thor's hammer and a couple other things. This time I think we'll actually get a cinematic trailer with some of the characters and things like that for Square's new Avenger game.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too. Dave, number 5.
All right, so I think what I've saved here last for Sony is what I'm kind of now. It's not my prediction that they'll close out their conference with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. And I know it's not a Sony exclusive, but Sony does have a lot of like exclusive, like you know how they do that weird stuff where the game's not exclusive, but they have like first rights to certain things or whatever.
Right.
Red Dead Redemption gameplay. Not necessarily release date, obviously, since they just delayed it. I don't think we'll see that for a while.
Yeah.
We saw some footage last time. They just some screenshots just came out recently, like maybe today.
I saw those.
Some new screenshots. So I think maybe we'll see a little bit of gameplay.
Huh. Just be like, sorry we delayed it. Here, check this out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I mean, I don't know if they'll necessarily say that, but it would.
Right,
make
but that's
sense,
the feeling you would have. Yeah.
Right. And I think obviously since Rockstar doesn't have Rockstar. Wait, Josh, was your prediction it was Rockstar, not Rocksteady? My predictions last year that it was Rocksteady, the ones that did the Arkham games.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. That makes it more interesting to me. Yeah, Rockstar doesn't have their own conference. So they typically don't have things at E3. But I think that Sony's going to try to capitalize on the Red Dead hype and stick that somewhere, if not at the end of their conference.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, my number 5 is that we're going to see a new first-party PSVR title announced, not an experience, so an actual game. It's been a long time coming.
How do you determine that? How do you determine a game versus experience?
I mean, that's a really good question.
Like Farpoint, like Resident Evil.
Like, yeah, okay. So Farpoint to me, yeah, that's a game. Resident Evil's a game. So like something, I feel like it'll be obvious. You know, like it's not Job Simulator or this or that, like a on-rail shooter. So something similar to Farpoint or like a Resident Evil or something like that, like something that's actually a game, not just
even Eve Valkyrie is a full game.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like they need a strong first party PSVR representation, and after a decent PSVR launch, and people are chomping at the bits for games, I feel like now would be the time to announce a first party title offering for that.
Cool. Dave, I bet you'd like to see that, right? Play something on your VR again?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Be nice. All right. Number 5 for me is similar again, like Dave said, to one of his Visceral Star Wars game that we know is coming with Amy Hennig. He said we're going to get some storyline information. I think we're going to get some kind of trailer of some kind where we'll see more action than the few steps. As I think last year when I made the prediction that we'd see something, Evan's like all 2 seconds. And I was like, no, I was like 7 seconds. Dave's like, yeah, the guy took like 7 steps, 1 second per step. And that's how it went last year. So I think we're going to get more of a gameplay trailer than that, obviously. But we've got to see something with Star Wars. With all the Star Wars things that have been going on with the movies, Battlefront 2 trailers, and all the hype around Star Wars, I think this would be a good time to show a new gameplay trailer for a Star Wars game.
They were really strange with that because, in my opinion, that would be considered in-game footage, not gameplay footage.
Someone was playing it. It didn't just happen.
Yeah, but typically when they're like, all right, we're going to show you some gameplay footage, they don't show 7 seconds. Okay. That's awesome.
They usually don't. But that was last year. This year, we're going to get more.
Right. Right.
That's
Okay,
my
okay,
fifth
okay.
prediction. Dave, number 6.
All right. The rest of my predictions are Nintendo predictions.
Wow.
3 of them are game announcements,
Okay.
which I feel that one of them I feel is probably more likely to happen than the other 2. One of
I
them
think
is
I
something I
know.
really hope is going to happen. But I'll start with what I think is the obvious one. I think that they're going to announce Smash Brothers for the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's got to happen,
Yeah.
especially with this as
Well-
multiplayer centric as they're building this console
I mean,
not console to be.
They're talking a lot of hype about how big their E3 conference is going to be. So that's why the majority, a good portion anyways of my predictions are of them, and I am going to take them up on that, and they better be announcing some cool stuff starting
If
with
not,
Smash Bros.
If not, they're going to cost Dave 25
Yeah.
smackaroos.
Yeah. Not that I could spend it on their eShop anyways.
Do you think that, not part of your prediction, but do you think that it'll be a port I did for the Wii U, or will it be a new game? Not part of your prediction, just I'm wondering what your thinking is.
I guess probably. I mean, if it's announced this soon, probably a port. I mean,
that would make sense to me too.
it might even be. I don't know if Deluxe is something that they'll put on other names, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a port with a little bit extra added.
Sure.
I'm not a big Smash Brothers player because I didn't have the Wii U and a Wii, but I did play Smash Brothers on, was it GameCube when it first came out?
I don't know if it first came out there, but that's one of the
came out
most
on
popular
64.
ones.
N64, that's right. I did have it on N64, where so you had to fight the hand at the end and everything. And I really did like it. But I do understand that DLC is a big part of the Smash Brothers games, and so it would make sense to make another port like they did with Mario Kart and just include all of the DLC and everything for the Switch version.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a good one.
All right. My number 6 is that we are going to get a Tacoma release date. The new
That would
game
be
from
nice.
the new game from Fulbright, right? Is mentioned that. I'm so excited. They've been talking about this game for a while now. I'm excited about the concept, space station, and like mystery investigative type thing, kind of like a Firewatch feel from the sounds of it. Excited to see what they have up their sleeves, and so I'm hoping for a Tacoma release date at some point during E3 festivities.
Cool. Good one.
I definitely interested in that one.
Yeah. All right. Number 6 for me is Final Fantasy VII. They made all the little boys and girls real happy last year when they talked about them they were going to remake it. I think we're finally, and then they said it'll be years and years before you get it, but we're doing it.
Yeah.
I think, and they've talked about how they're doing it episodically, and they're remaking it. It's not just a port with better graphics. They're remaking it completely. So I think we're going to get a trailer on whether they call it episode 1 or not, I don't know. But the first part of this remake that they're doing for Final Fantasy VII, I think they're going to show us something. They're going to show us another trailer, something new specifically for the very first part of the game that is going to come out whenever that is. But we're going to get some information about that section of the game in a trailer form.
Cool.
I like it.
Okay, Dave, number 7.
Next on the game announcements, and this is where it's getting kind of like maybe it might not happen, but this would be huge for Nintendo. They announce a Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch.
It broke up. I didn't catch you. Say it again.
Pokemon game for the Switch.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, hey, it's coming.
When is? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
that would be
know.
fantastic.
When's the last time not a handheld? Then obviously this is a handheld, so I guess it doesn't apply. I'd say when's the last time we got a Pokemon game not handheld version?
Oh, I don't know.
Have we ever?
Pokemon. camera or whatever. Snap, yeah, Pokemon Snap was in.
But I guess it
64,
doesn't really
right?
matter because this is a handheld. This is a handheld
Yeah.
game for sure.
Oh yeah, it totally makes sense on the Switch. I mean,
It does.
Insane.
It totally does.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I feel like if not now, this has got to be in the works at least. Like if even if it doesn't get announced now, it's got to be at least in the works. I can't imagine them not
That'd be cool.
doing that.
Cool.
Okay. Number 7, right?
Correct.
Number 7. You guys remember that little game? It's kind of controversial. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I really enjoyed it.
as
Little
did I.
game called The Order 1886.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that game.
I'm predicting. So there's been a little hubbub here and there, and the developers that worked on The Order 1886 have been reluctant to comment, but I'm predicting an 86 sequel.
Called The Order 1887.
1887.
Mm,
This time it's personal.
yeah.
So
I
do you,
mean,
do you
I'd
think
definitely get it?
Yeah,
I'd
that would
play
be
it.
fun. Yeah, totally.
I mean, because the thing about that game, and I think most people would agree. I mean, it was mainly a showcase for this is what the PS4 can do, and then when you got into it, it was very short. But that said, I did not dislike the gameplay. I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed the story as well.
Yeah.
So if they just basically say, "All right, we know what fans didn't like from the last game, we're fixing it in this game, continuing the story, deepening the lore. Here is the sequel." I think it will do better than what a lot of people might think.
I agree. The story was the thing I liked the most about it. I really liked how they set it up, kind of the secret society type stuff. And future weapons that not everybody knew was available, but like this one very elite fighting force had access to, and even like you said, Dave, the lore behind some of it, like the Blackwater and how the werewolves came to be and all that stuff. Like, I really that's really interesting to me. They did a really good job on like a kind of a fresh take and incorporating like traditional stuff surrounding all that stuff. So maybe bonus tie-in could be the first party PSVR title.
Oh goodness.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, the first one was kind of a showcase for the next gen system. What if the sequel is kind of a showcase for PSVR?
Interesting. Very
But
interesting.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely this is just has nothing to do with my predictions, but they definitely need to do something big with VR this E3 to say, look, all you people that spent $500, we haven't forgotten about you. We're not, we're not giving up on this thing.
right.
Here's a bunch of stuff. So, wouldn't surprise
Cool.
me at all.
Very good. Very good. All right. Number 7 for me is, if you recall, that Crackdown 3 game that is coming to Microsoft, and they really need that individual game that's just for them. I believe they're going to give a Crackdown 3 release date.
I keep
obviously
forgetting
the
that
Scorpio.
Date.
Yeah, they need that for their Scorpio. They need to show off what it can do. I believe that's why we haven't heard much from it, is because they realized, oh man, this has got to show off what our brand new console, the most powerful console out there, can do. So let's work on that. Put our noses to the grindstone and make that happen. I think we're going to finally get a release date for that game. I would not be shocked. This is not part of my prediction, but it would not surprise me if it was day and date of the release date for Scorpio. It's like a launch title, for that version of the Xbox. So,
yeah, that would be cool.
Crackdown 3 release date.
Cool, man. All right.
Dave, number 8.
So this is the one that this is kind of like one of my predictions where I don't really think it's going to happen, but I'd really like it to happen. And if it does, I want to get credit for it. I think the last game on my list here of predictions that I want them to announce is a Metroid game for Switch.
Oh, buy that so
Oh
hard.
man, wouldn't it be good?
Yeah, it would.
No, I don't know exactly how I would want it to be because I never played
Yeah.
Metroid Prime, which was the first person one, right? And they've probably done more first person ones. I'm not sure. To be honest, the only other Metroid game that I ever played from beginning to end was Super Metroid on the SNES. And that's the one. I mean, that's the one game that makes me still want a Metroid game so bad to play again. So yeah, I'd like to see them do that. That might just be throwing out a point there or a possible point, but that would be. I mean, hey, again, they said we've got big plans for this. That's one of the games that would be on most people's list. So
yeah,
let's announce
I agree.
the Metroid Switch title.
I'd be excited for that
game.
too. All right. My number 8 is that Modern Warfare and or Modern Warfare 2. So just to be clear, this is one prediction. If both of them end up being announced, it's not 2 points. But Modern Warfare and or Modern Warfare 2 remastered, it'll be announced that they will be sold standalone. As their own games with active servers. Modern Warfare has been very well received. The Modern Warfare remastered, and from what I understand, a lot of people that bought the deluxe edition or whatever they were calling it of the new not Modern Warfare, the new Call of Duty game,
Infinite.
did so because like a lot of people that got that game, they just wanted to play Modern Warfare, and the only way to do it was to get the Legacy Edition or whatever they were calling it. So, and with them talking about putting all the zombie content all together and selling that by itself, I feel like this is kind of the next step and more what the audience wants anyway. So Modern Warfare and or Modern Warfare 2 remastered to be sold standalone.
Cool. I buy that. All right, number 8 for me. We know there's a new Tomb Raider coming, or we assume so. The dude on the train left his laptop open, and someone saw it, and a possible title to it. I think we're going to probably I think we're going to get a trailer of some kind for the new Tomb Raider game. Whether that's just a cinematic trailer or a gameplay trailer, I'm not going to be that specific. I'm just going to say some kind of trailer for the new Tomb Raider game that we know is most likely out there and coming.
I like it.
So there you go.
Sweet.
All right. Dave, number 9.
All right. Getting kind of gutsy here. I'm going to predict that Nintendo is going to announce a new Joy-Con, and it's going to specifically be a left Joy-Con with a D-pad on it instead of the buttons.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
That's one of those things that I'm confused hasn't been done already.
Yeah.
But yeah, right on.
What do you think, Chad?
You think that would be? Do I think that they would do it? I don't. I have a hard time thinking that they're going to release a new controller like that. But that would be great. I would probably want one.
I foresee unique Joy-Con being released in the future, and I think if that's going to happen, this is going to be one of them, and I think this one makes more sense to come out before any of them.
Yeah, I mean, because they're doing all the different colors and all the things, so I guess that's not too far of a reach. You're probably right.
And it's with as much as they were pushing like play any way you want type thing, like all the different configurations, then it seems like the logical next step then would be, like Dave is saying, to sell single Joy-Cons that are like more configured to the way a lot of people would like to play. So a D-pad Joy-Con would make sense.
And not to mention, it is semi-connected to my last prediction. If my last prediction happens, I really do think the prediction I just gave would happen.
True.
Okay. All
right.
right. Number 9. Joshua.
My number 9 is that Supermassive Games will announce what they have been working on since Until Dawn Rush of Blood. That was the last. Oh, and I guess Tumble VR was the last thing they put out. But kind of smaller, like bite-sized things. The last like kind of bigger game that they put out was Until Dawn. Also known for the Little Big Planet games and some other things. So this is, for me, it's more of a hopeful prediction than anything, but I'm hoping they've been working on something bigger while they were putting that other stuff out, and that we'll get a peek at whatever that is at this E3.
That'd be cool. You think it'll be related to that, or you think it'll be some, again, not part of your prediction, but something completely different, or still related to that horror kind of weird stuff?
Well, I almost just went for it and said that it would be an Until Dawn sequel.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would maybe make sense for them to take a little bit of a break from that, since they just put out the VR thing. So maybe they don't want to overdo it. So yeah, I don't know. I really like what they did with Until Dawn, so I would not be sad at all to see another horror entry from them or a sequel to Until Dawn. But yeah, I hope it's something. I hope they've been working on something bigger in the meantime.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, my number 9 is probably my most far-reaching prediction and hopeful prediction, and that is BioWare will show its brand new IP. And the more I actually, as I say this out loud, I'm like, there's no way this is happening. All right, so BioWare is going to show off a new IP, and it's going to be the Knights of the Old Republic game. No, it's oh man, it sounds so good. You're like, oh, this is a great prediction. Then you start saying it out loud, and you're like, no, that.
Chad, so, yeah. If this happens,
yeah.
If this happens, this is like the touchdown of E3 predictions. This is like, this is bigger than if Sony announced name changes.
Be pretty awesome.
Like the reason it's the biggest prediction is because with the release of this, they would somehow have to get people to forget that there was already a Knights of the Old Republic's IP out there.
Well,
and so
okay, no, yeah, I guess that's kind of the kink in the new. That's why I put "new" in quotation marks.
Right,
it's not really a new IP.
Their new IP,
but it's a redoing of Knights of the Old Republic. I think and I don't know if it would be a remaster or a brand new, installment in that Knights of the Old Republic type genre, but. EA and BioWare. EA owns BioWare. EA has all the Star Wars stuff. BioWare, we do know, is multi-teamed. We do know they're working on other games. It wouldn't be too much of a surprise to know that one of them is a Star Wars game, most likely. And the Knights of the Old Republic part is probably the long stretch, but it's a hope and a dream. So BioWare is going to be making a new game that's unannounced currently, and it's going to be a Knights of the Old Republic game. Boom.
Are EA Studios the only studios making Star Wars games?
As far as I'm aware, I believe so. EA has that license locked down.
Huh.
As far as I know. So, all right, Dave, number 10.
All right, this is my last one. And again, it's with Nintendo. And if Nintendo is saying, hey, we're going to have a big E3 conference, we're going to show up big time at E3 this year, this is how they do it. They announce Virtual Console for the Nintendo Switch. Now, bear with me. I know they're coming out with the SNES Classic, but here's the deal. They've now said, I believe retconning it, but the NES Classic was a limited edition, a collector's edition, as they say. So it makes sense that this one's also going to be a limited edition. So I think that they're going to mention that. This isn't part of my prediction, although I am predicting it, but I don't want this to be included if it doesn't happen as a point deduction. Anyways, I think that they're going to put this out there and say, we know that not everybody got the Classic, but we definitely learned that everybody loves these retro games. And so we're putting out the SNES Classic this year. But if you can't get your hands on that, don't worry, because the Virtual Console's coming to Switch.
Interesting.
And that would also make sense why they would release a Joy-Con with a D-pad on it.
Yeah.
True.
I like it. I like it a lot. I hope it's true.
And I'm just saying, if they do announce the Switch Virtual Console, then technically I could still get points for announcing a Metroid game. I could get points for announcing a Smash Bros. Game.
Oh, man.
I could get points for announcing
about that.
a Pokemon game.
No.
I'm just saying, if I do get the Virtual Console prediction, how can you disprove that my other predictions were not right?
And it doesn't. It sounds very loophole-ish.
Did I say they were coming to Switch only, announcing Switch only games?
The fact that okay, Colin, the fact that you're bringing this up right now, obviously you've been planning this the entire time.
No. I haven't been planning this. I just now thought of it because it makes so much sense. It just came to me. I just realized.
Well,
this probably is. I mean, if I'm just being honest, it may be less likelier than my other one.
I don't know. It seems logical, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's something they will do.
It definitely is logical. It should have already been announced. It should have been announced in March.
Right.
That would have been a great way. Like they didn't announce it, but guess what? Oh, the Switch is here. Also, day one Virtual Console. But I also know, because when I put this prediction down there, I thought in my mind, it doesn't make sense for them to announce the Virtual Console when they're getting ready to sell the SNES Classic. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense that they haven't already announced it. It doesn't make sense that it's not already here. And also,
if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, also because these things are now supposed to be, not for the casual gamer or not for the hardcore gamer. Yeah. They're the collector's editions or whatever, which in my mind, that is a hardcore gamer. The casual gamer's not collecting things. But anyways, that aside, I think it makes sense for this. Wouldn't be surprised if they all. Cool. I wouldn't be surprised if none of my Nintendo, because Nintendo is a wild card.
You just don't know.
But at least their hand, they've been dealing out some strange stuff here recently, but I feel like their deck is finally fully loaded. It's just a matter of which cards they play.
That'd be cool.
All right,
Josh, number 10.
My number 10 is that Campo Santo of Firewatch fame will announce a new game that they have been working on. This is, again, maybe more of a hopeful prediction than like a prediction with a good chance of happening. So a new game from Campo Santo. I'm going to say not on the record, maybe a Firewatch follow-up, because I would totally play. I loved Firewatch. I know it came under there was criticism for this and that and whatever, like the storyline wasn't as fleshed out as it could have been, or it was kind of deceptive in the direction it was going, then the payoff wasn't as good as it could have been, or whatever. I liked it. I liked the turns that it took. I liked how they ended it. And I like the mystery that they left in it. I mean, I'm not really spoiling it, I guess, a whole lot, and it's been out for a while, but I liked the fact that you never, even though you were speaking to another person during the game, I liked the fact that you never saw another human being, or even really yourself. Like, you saw pictures and photos and things like that, but I liked the loneliness and the solitary feeling that it gave you. And I feel like there was enough there that there could be a follow-up of some sort. And I'd really like to see, I would love to see them follow up on it, but I'd like to see anything new from Campo Santo. So
yeah, cool. All right, my last and 10th prediction is back to Bethesda. I think we're going to see Bethesda announce Wolfenstein game.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. We did see, if you recall, last year at E3 when they did the Quake Heroes game that they've working on, that in code they had some Easter eggs towards the Wolfenstein franchise and things of that nature. So I think we're going to see a Wolfenstein game announced from Bethesda. There you go.
That would be awesome.
Very interesting. I like those games.
Yeah.
I randomly started playing New Blood the other. Is that what it's called? Old Blood.
The Old Blood and the new, yeah.
Yeah,
One
Old Blood is the standalone kind of expansion, right? I started playing that a little bit. I was like, man, I like this game. Forgot how much I like them.
Yep, they're fun. They're real good. Real good. All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Each chose 10 predictions for this year's E3 conference.
I had to do one long one because I didn't do any of the other ones.
That was beautiful.
Fair. Makes up for harmonized well.
I didn't want to do it like 30 times, so I saved up.
Good call. Friend of the show again, Evan, Patreon supporter, will be the one to score us and judge the predictions we have made. Again, the scoring show will be done on the 13th of June, so it's a few weeks from now. Josh is going off to become Mr. Josh. He will be getting married real soon, so he will be absent for the next few podcasts, and we gave him the pass on that, obviously, right?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We thought about making him bring his microphone to his honeymoon, but we said, that might not be a great idea. So we want the marriage to start off happy.
Yeah, probably not the best idea. For the record, my pay is getting docked for the weeks that I'll be gone. So
wait, we're getting paid?
It's not without consequence.
Wait a minute. No one told me.
What? No, nothing.
That there was pay involved?
No, I'm just gonna be gone and nothing else.
We're actually making twice as much on Patreon, and I have no idea. So Josh will be gone.
It's our
Dave
other
and I will
Patreon. We have two for
South Dakota gamers.
Yeah.
Instead of gamer. I see how it is. So Dave and I will still be with our regular, normally scheduled podcast in between. But as far as the scoring one goes for E3, that'll be on the 13th of June. So make sure you come back and hear who wins. The actual card and pride and all the arguing that I'm sure will ensue with Evan on all the scores that are and aren't given. But until then, this has been a fun show. I always look forward to E3, and I am anticipating E3 very much as always. This is always fun to record this episode, and all good. I mean, there's none of those in there I'm like, oh, that's dumb. All of them are like, yeah, that would be great. They may be far-reaching. Awesome. So thanks for recording tonight, guys. Thanks for listening, listeners. Sir.
I do think we need to do one thing. It wouldn't be a complete episode. I think that we should play one round of video games. Who am I? And I will choose the character for you.
For me.
Yes, you may go.
Okay.
Oh, I have to tell everybody who it is.
Okay, so I'll do this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait.
Oh.
I'm going to turn it down. There. Okay, now go. I can still hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the character is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Good one.
For everyone that didn't get it, who missed it, the character is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Good one.
All right, here he comes. Putting the headphones back on. He's turning the volume back up.
Here I am.
He's here.
Okay. Video games, who am I? Am I a man?
Are you a man? No.
Okay. Am I a human?
No.
I'm not a human. Am I a male?
Yes.
Do I walk on two legs?
Yes.
Clothes.
Huh? No. Well, I guess I would say I get. I mean, sort of.
Sort of. Yeah.
Am I covered in fur?
Mm, yeah. Wait, did you say fur? I
Fur.
think.
Sort of.
Do some research. Who am I? Let me
My
do some
word.
research.
Wear clothes. I might be covered in fur, but I'm not really sure. I'm a male version, but I'm not a human.
No,
no
you
fur.
do not have fur.
Do I have scales?
No.
And the clothes thing is still made, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, do you get any clarification on that?
Well,
No.
I can't answer yes or no.
Yeah, there's no way to clarify that one.
Okay.
Unless we just ask more questions. So that's the only way.
On 2 legs. Do I have a gun?
No.
Attack enemies?
Yes.
Do I use my hands to attack enemies?
No.
Do I use my tongue to attack enemies?
No.
Do I jump on my enemies?
You can.
Okay. Do I appear in a side-scrolling game?
Yes.
Side-scrolling game.
You have.
I have. Sure. Fair. Am I do I have 2 eyes?
Yes.
Legs. No clothes though, really. No fur, no scales. Am I like an actual animal that exists? Maybe a cartoon version of it, but a real animal?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't have fur, scales. Do I have claws?
No.
Does the animal that I'm supposed to be have claws?
Possibly. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say yes. Am
I the main protagonist?
Yes.
Have I been in a series of games? Numerous games?
Yes.
Is it a popular franchise that I'm in?
Yes.
Oh, he's on to it now.
No, not yet, but it's gonna make sense.
Okay, popular game franchise. Gosh, the whole fur thing is throwing me off. Am I a Nintendo character?
Nope.
Character.
What?
Am I a Sony character?
No. Not in the way you're asking.
Mascot type.
Say what?
Am I a mascot character at all?
Yes.
I'm a mascot. Am I a rabbit?
No.
No. So I'm the protagonist. I feel like I'm being bamboozled here. Okay. Let's get back to how I defeat. Do I talk?
You have, yeah.
I have talked.
Just depends on which game.
Gosh. Do I ever ride in vehicles?
Yes. You also have.
Games.
You have. I'll give you a hint and say that that's not typical, but you have. There is a game where you have.
What else could I ask? Am I playable on a current gen console right now?
Yep.
Am I in Mario Kart?
Nope.
No. Where am I playable? Mascot character on 2 legs. Kind of wears clothes, but not really. is a male character, has talked, sometimes is ridden a vehicle.
You're describing him perfectly.
I know. Okay. Am I Ubisoft? Am I in Ubisoft games?
Are you in Ubisoft games? I don't think so.
Okay, like, am I known for that? Am I?
You're definitely not known for being in it. If there's a rare case where you are, it's not.
Am I just a generic character? Does my character have a name?
Yes, your character
Proper
definitely has a
name.
name. Huh?
A proper name.
Yeah.
A proper name, like the first letter.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Gosh.
He's gonna be so happy when he finds out.
I'm gonna be so happy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Are my enemies, are they versions of me as well? Like the same character that I am?
No.
No. Are there boss characters in my game?
Say what?
Characters? Like
Yes.
bosses that I have to fight?
Yeah.
Okay. And what? I don't know. I can't ask a what question. Let's see here. Do they shoot at me?
Do the bosses shoot at you?
Do the enemies shoot at me? Like, do they shoot weapons at me?
They can.
Do
Some
I
of them
have
can.
a weapon? Do I have a weapon?
No,
Don't have a weapon. Do I spin to attack enemies?
you can.
Am I Crash Bandicoot?
Actually, no, you're not. A lot of the times you spin to attack enemies.
But I'm
More
not Crash
specific.
Bandicoot.
No.
Okay, spin. In the world, I can't think. I don't like this game anymore.
I'm so proud of myself at this moment.
Okay.
Oh man.
So obviously this is something that I'm very, very, very familiar with, and for some reason I can't think of it, and that's making you happy. Gosh. Josh is just laughing.
I didn't anticipate it taking this long, but with each second, it gets sweeter.
Shut up. Shut up. Just stop it. I can't, I'm mentally having a mental block. I can't think. Okay, what other questions can I ask?
You haven't narrowed down the clothing thing. You haven't narrowed down.
Do I have pants?
No.
Do I wear a shirt?
Nope. Huh?
Do I wear a hat? Do I wear a hat?
No. You keep breaking up on
Gloves.
my end. You do wear
Do
gloves.
I wear gloves?
Yes.
No hat, no shirt, no pants, no hat, but I have gloves.
Yep.
Do I wear shoes?
Yes.
Shoes and gloves. I'm a naked animal with shoes and gloves, though. And sometimes I spin.
Yep.
No, I don't know. I could never. It'd be impossible to guess this character.
Oh no.
He found out.
Worst character
He found out who
that
it was.
ever has existed. This is obviously a terrible, terrible character, and there's no way that anyone in their right mind would ever want to guess it.
Okay,
And
yeah.
even if
so
they
he
figured
does.
out what it was,
Yes, he did.
say there's no way that I would ever say Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. He's covered
so
in
very
a thick layer of quills, or modified hairs would also have been acceptable.
What a stupid animal that wears gloves and shoes and nothing else. This just proves my point and how dumb those the game Sonic never was good.
Oh,
Yes,
Shoes and
Spin.
gloves.
Spin.
Yes.
Spin.
Spin.
Who spins?
Stupid. I hate
Oh, this
Sonic
is
more
great.
because of this.
Oh,
game.
this was great.
Oh,
Excellent. I
hate you.
can't wait for
hate
that
you.
Sonic game to come to Switch, by the way.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm done with this podcast.
I don't
I'm
know
just
if I'll
edit
play
that whole part out.
I don't know if I'll play that. Mania, but I will play like the retro version of like the old school one.
You have fun with that. You and those 5 other people that will. All right. Well, that's it for the E3 prediction show and the dumb game that we played at the end. Thanks for listening. As always, if you have some really cool predictions that we didn't come up with or didn't think of, let us know. Hit us up on the Facebook page or Twitter, or send us an email, southcoastgamer@gmail.com. If you'd like to send us your screenshots for giveaway, you can do that to the same places. Stay tuned to June. We will have a new way for you to enter. If you haven't entered yet, you only have another week or so to enter in for May. Don't be a lazy butt. Get your entry in. I mean, we'd like to give it away, but if we don't, I'll just keep it. That's fine.
Hey, there's no excuse.
No excuse. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Josh, Dave, and myself. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Piece of pizza with Sonic.
I can't believe
That probably won't get into the podcast.
Stupid Sonic, the freaking stupid freaking hedgehog.
You
It was so funny.
You got to admit, man.
That
The
was
best
good.
part-
Well done. That was good.
The best part was like, do you spin? I thought you had it when you said, do you spin?
I was
Do you
thinking
spin to
this
kill
way.
enemies? Yeah.
When Chad,
He's
when
like,
Josh,
spin.
when Josh said he's onto it, I knew no, he's not, because you would see the disgust as soon as he figured it out.
Oh man.
Oh. All right, you
I
two.
thought-
Thanks for coming along.
Josh immediately started laughing when I chose.